Okay guys, this is the thing that everybody keeps asking me to do again, so I'm going to do it again. It's amazing. I can put out a number of videos out there, but people don't notice them. Well, now they'll notice them, and I'll go really slow this time. You guys said I go too fast. I can't imagine that, but here we go. Welcome to the Bryant family, Jupiter 2.1. This is a Translite that we got off of eBay, actually, for a very nice price. And it basically is what greets you when you walk into the theater from the house. And to give you an idea on the size of it, here's my hand again. So you can see it's quite large. I do apologize for bouncing you up and down here, guys. Okay, so as we step down, there's two doors here. This door right here stores my DVDs, mine and Tina's DVDs. And we have quite a collection. Of course, most of them are sci-fi. Of course they are. Down here, some more DVDs and whatnot, popcorn and peanuts and all that kind of stuff when we're watching movies. The one thing that I didn't show you last time is in the design of it, the Jupiter 2 has ribs. And these ribs go to a great big circle in the ceiling. So we reproduced that in this room. This room is 400 square feet, for those of you who keep asking me how big it is. And you can see that the ribs come right up to the circle. And that was a really architectural feat to get that right in here. That took a long time. For those of you who don't think geometry is important, think again. Alright, and then in the center of the circle, of course, is the fan. And my wife wanted to have a fan in here, and there you go, there's a fan. And I think it looks really nice. It kind of just looks space age, and it does a really nice job getting everything cool. And you can hear my robot talking in the background. I'll show you him in a minute. If we walk over here, on display is a blueprint of the B9 robot. And this is something I got a long time ago. And it's signed by Bob Kinoshita. And I don't know if it's an authentic or not, but it sure looks like one. Here's another thing right here. Is a signed full cast of Lost in Space, which we all love. The only person who didn't sign this is Guy Williams, but everybody else signed it. Dr. Smith and Judy and Penny and everybody. Okay. I also have this really nice alien head piece, and I've had him for years. He's a very nice piece. Now, as we walk over here, you'll see that this is the space door, and I put restricted area, and when you look through this window, it gives the illusion of looking out into space, as you can see. And then there's a nebula. Ooh, how about that, huh? So that was a little bit to achieve that, to get that to look right, but it came out pretty nice. And as you can see, you can look up through here, and of course that reflection there is from the lights, but you can look up through there and it looks like you're looking in deep space, even when you walk up to it. We go over this way, and this is another rib that goes right up to that circle I showed you previously. These are called Cardiatron panels. And I got these from a gentleman named John Simon out of Connecticut. Incredibly nice man. Wonderful person. If you want anything that's really cool, authentic sci-fi, Star Trek, this is the guy. Okay? Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to come down to the robot. And this is my B9 Lost in Space robot. And I built him. And I've had him for quite a few years. And he just likes to chat away. And if we go closer here, you can see all those little flashing lights. You can see the tape player, the tape bay, and all this other stuff. This is real neon, which is really difficult.
You are brave, handsome, Dr. Smith.
And I've got him on a loop now, so he's just talking. The radar works, but I just don't have batteries for it right now. They go through batteries pretty quick, so unless I'm like displaying him, which I could have done this time, but it doesn't take away from the way he looks. This is his bubble in his brain, and you can see his fingers moving in his brain, so he's thinking. So we'll pull away here a little bit. All right, there you go. Okay. It is so nice to be loved. All right, we come over here, and this is my freezing chamber wall. And normally this is where you would have your freezing tube, but right now I'm not going to build one. I may do one later, but now it's not necessary. And of course we have gridding all the way over to the back. This is my Predator wall, and these are my Predator props. And there's a shoulder weapon, and it does work. When you cock it, you do see the lighting effect. This is a Predator disc, and yeah, it does light up. These are all my different helmets, and my Wolf Bandolier, and yes, that does light up too. All of these things light up. I have lasers on the helmets. If you want to see the separate Predator props light up and everything, you can request me and I'll make a video of that, but right now I'm not going to do that. We swing over here, and this is my Predator 2, and I'll have him just take a real good look at you. There he is. He's an awesome piece. I've had him for a long, long time. Nothing better out there that I've seen. Okay, so we'll pull back here, and there you go. Alright, now I come over here, and this is my flight console that I'm building and viewport. So here's the viewport. So this is a mural we had painted by a really talented artist in the Seattle area to look like we're looking out into space. Now, for all of those purists out there, I do realize that this is way over the top and that there is none stuff like this other than, you know, blackness when you're flying through space, because of course stars are light years between each other. But put that aside. This is fantasy. This is fun. Don't worry about that. One thing I want to show you guys here is, here's my space pod. We've detached the space pod and it's going way out in space, so it's a little bit away from the ship itself, but if we get close enough we can actually see the space pod. There you go. So he's out there just doing some checking out. Alright, we'll pull back here. And this is my flight console. And I'm super proud of this. This is beautiful. Pat Burns helped me with this, and so did John. And I absolutely love this. So if you come over here, and we'll turn on the telemetry for you. There you go. Now if I pan back here, you can kind of get a nice view of this. There you go. Isn't that gorgeous? Fantastic. Now, over here is a big hole, and that's pretty obvious. We're building another radar scanner that'll be slightly different than this one, but it'll go into it. And then of course everything gets painted and blended in. So we're almost done. This endeavor has taken us almost 3 years to do. Okay? I'm going to come over here, another rib to the circle. Alright? And then this is my Terminator collection for you Terminator guys. And I have an endoskull, and I have an arm, and I have a chip, and I have a female Terminator down there, and everything's signed. I even have a signed poster from Arnie over there. This is my endoskeleton that I built, and I built him to look battle worn. So he's like something we took down, and then we made a trophy. Never forget. So there you go. And then my stand, I have an old exit sign, like there's a bunch of rubble he's standing on, a burnt out baby doll, that sort of thing. So we'll just do a real easy pan or up here. We'll just kind of go around him a little bit. So for you Terminator fans, this is something you certainly will like. And then we had a dead spot over here in the wall. This is a porthole looking out into space. And then we had a dead spot on the wall, and I decided, well, wouldn't it be just to have some fire extinguishers? This is a functional ship after all, right? And of course, these are functional fire extinguishers. So the nice thing about these is, if, God forbid, but if for any reason that the house gets caught on fire, let's hope not, we've got fire extinguishers. All right, we're going to pull over here, and this is our rifle bin. And we have 2 laser rifles. I'll turn here on the side so you can see them. I'm not going to pull them out this time. If you want to see separate props, please ask me and I'll make a separate video for it. This is our deuterium. And over here. And people are like, well, it's radioactive. That's dangerous. It's inside of a field. You got nothing to worry about. I got a force field. Can't see it. Alright. We come over here, and this is our flight recorder. and it's actually from that era. And here we're going to build a guidance system, which we haven't done yet, and that'll sit right there in that little pocket. And then we've got our power control panels, and these actually have counters on them that tell you primary and secondary units, which are the actual engines, so we know how many hours our engines are running before we have to do preventive maintenance on our engines. So we come over here, and we've got old Darth Vader, and he does light up and everything. I just chose not to do that right now. And we've got a signed Star Wars poster by everybody in the movie. And then over here is a airlock, and it really does function, it really does light up, and it really has a sound effect. Okay? And what we can do is maybe make it sound. Okay, so we're going to do some cabin pressure. Okay, and we're going to have to release that cabin pressure. There we go. Emergency stop. Okay. All right. And then, of course, it has the door opening and all of that stuff. So I'll pull back here, and this is another restricted area. And this is a pressure door in the ship that we did. And this actually is a pocket door. And if I slide it back, you'll see that. So there we go. That's a pocket door that has another door behind it. And this door then leads out to my garden on the side of the house. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, so let's close this pocket door back up. I apologize for spinning you guys around. It's hard to do with one person by themselves. Okay, we're going to come over here. And this is my Enterprise chair, my Captain Kirk chair, command chair, whatever you want to call it. And it's controlled by these switches. So we've got the command crystals blinking away there. Okay. And then over here we've got our yellow alert. Okay. Red alert. So what's that? Red alert, of course. Okay. This is to let you know someone's in the bathroom. This is our intercom. It lights up here, and it lights up there, you'll notice, which is really sweet. Okay, and the other thing that this chair does is really cool. It's interactive. So if you drop a card in here...
Bridge to Captain Kirk.
What you need?
Captain, sensors are registering an unidentified vessel facing us.
Thanks, Chekhov. All right, and we drop in another one. Hello?
Earth Outpost 4 reports they're under attack. Space vessel, identity unknown.
Oh, that's bad. All right. Okay, let's do one more, guys. Card in. Hello?
Progress report, sir. Everything's jury-rigged, but we're coming along with the repairs. We should be able to re-energize in about 4 hours, but...
What's the problem, Scotty?
we don't place to go in this time.
Oh, that's a bummer. So as you can see, it's interactive. So, you know, I mean, let's face it, guys. All these props and stuff are toys for big boys. Okay, so you can play around with it. It makes it neat. I've never seen an interactive chair like it, so I'm really happy with it. So we'll turn all the command crystal lights off right now. Over here is my blade collection. I have a signed poster by everybody in the movie. And then this is my blade wall. So these are all the weapons I have. All right. So as you can see, this is a really, really nice room. Another thing that we have, and the biggest thing is I wanted to have a theater room and a media room where you can play video games, and that it have a theme. And as you can see, this has a theme. So we actually have a screen that comes out of the ceiling. And that screen will then come down. All right. And it gets all the way down to the top of the burrows. Those are the little flashing boxes on top. They're called burrows, 205 units. Okay, there's some trivia for you. There you go. Okay, and that just sits right there. And then, of course, everything is controlled by remote control, so you can turn everything off. Okay, there's a projector in the back of the room right here. and this is an LCD projector, and it does a really nice job on that. Okay. So as you can see, the screen's going back up, and then this is the remote control that I use to control everything. So this one controls the space window. This one controls the walls. This one controls the flight console. This one controls the power control systems. And so when you're watching a movie, what you want to do is do this. See how everything goes off, and everything comes back on. That's a really nice feature. Anyway, I do appreciate your patience on this. You guys wanted me to do a really slow walkthrough. This is a 15-minute, almost 16-minute walkthrough. Hope you enjoyed it. We're not going to do anything until the next radar panel gets installed. So if you have any questions, please post them. And if you want special videos of the Predator stuff or Terminator stuff, anything you want, I'll be happy to do it for you. After all, this is all fun, and you know, it's for sharing for everybody. Okay? All right, ta-ta for now.